That phone call was the beginning of a long ordeal that I would not wish on my worst enemy. As an officer of the company, I should have known that there was a fraud going on, and the fact that I did nothing to stop it or walk away from it must have meant that I participated in it.
I was unbelievably moved by Kevin's presentation today. It really hit some very strong chords with me and my business, but I also feel that his passion and his ability to really share his experiences will help many, many people.
Consider this. There are 5,000 criminal laws and another 10,000 to 300,000 federal regulations that can get you put in prison. Far too many for any one person to know, and by the way, not knowing that you are breaking the law is not a defense. It is the seeking of gain over others that could lead to unethical decisions. If I was sitting in your seat before my case, I wish I had known to evaluate my ego and the ego of the people around me. Temptation exists when our gut tells us the desired action is unwise, and the opposing option would result in a higher good. This is why it's so important for executives to manage the message on material but non-public information, not just for morale and reputational concerns, but to avoid insider trading claims. Temptation exists for your sales reps, for others in your organization. It is so important to manage that risk.
Just heard Kevin speak, very impactful. His stories were spot on, and I think it's a lesson for all of us, whether we think we are subject to incarceration or not. It's a timely lesson.
I was surprised about how many men I met in prison that were there because of drug and alcohol addiction. I was shocked. And they weren't there necessarily because of that addiction. They were there because that addiction clouded their ability to make rational decisions. To me, it is amazing how some executives will not consider all the consequences of their actions when it comes to an unethical or illegal situation. And these are the same types of guys that will analyze a deal to death. But somehow, when it comes to making that risky decision, all that analysis is totally outside the window. They just throw it away. I've also noticed that the more that victims are abstract or distant, the more likely that someone will not consider all the consequences of their actions. For better or for worse, I decided to plead guilty to one count. It was the best business decision I ever made. Most white-collar offenders do not realize that going along with a bad situation could get them in a ton of trouble.